Are you looking for new ways to be a better you since it's the new year? If so, welcome to my channel. My name is Yolanda, known as Yo, the virtual bookkeeper here at Osborne Virtual Bookkeeping Solutions. And today we're going to discuss the 5 steps that you can take right now, like right now, to become a better you as a new entrepreneur or a seasoned entrepreneur, because entrepreneur is always an ongoing revolving process. You can never know enough, and things will never stay the same, that's for sure. So I want you to go ahead and get your pen and paper so that you can actually take notes, and after you watch this video you can actually take the necessary steps to identify your plan and execute. So if you see me looking down, I do have some notes already written out, and so I want to make sure I stay on task. So first you want to definitely start with reflecting. Reflect on your past experience of 2024 as an entrepreneur. What are the good, the bad, and the preventable? And we're going to focus on the preventable, okay? Because there are things that happen in life, whether if it's business or personal, that some things that happen that we could prevent. However, we don't always do things as we should if we're acting in our emotions or caught up in the moment. And so all of this is to not have a repeat for the current year. So that's why we're going to focus on the preventable. And this is for if you're an entrepreneur. And you know what? Even if you're not an entrepreneur, you could do this as well. Okay, so the first step, you're going to identify the preventable. What occurred in 2024 that happened as an entrepreneur or as an individual that like, you know what, I could have prevented that, or I could have done something to prevent that. So an example I'm going to use throughout this video is being better with your numbers, getting an understanding of where your business is. So one of the things that you could have prevented was incorporated bookkeeping. You could have stayed consistent with your bookkeeping. You could have possibly figured out if you needed to tax plan. You could have figured out if you need to be paying quarterly taxes. And so that's a lot. That's a lot. And as you get in business, there are some things you're just going to learn along the way. But if this is your first year in business, just take note that, guess what? You're always going to be learning. You're always going to have to figure something out. So if you did know, that's fine. But if it's something you knew and you could have prevented it, this is what we're focusing on. Okay. So now that you have identified the thing that you could have prevented as an entrepreneur, which is being aware of where you were financially. So the second step, you're going to develop a plan. Develop a plan that creates a positive impact or change in your business. So the plan that you could choose is to make sure that your bookkeeping is incorporated. If you have not been tracking your income or any expenses or anything that you use to do business, if you have not been tracking that, then that's where you definitely need to start. You need to identify how am I going to track my bookkeeping, and then you also need to develop a routine. How often am I going to track? Depending on your volume, you may need to track weekly. If you have a slow volume, you may be able to do it every 2 weeks, or you may be able to do it once a month. If you're brand new, I would highly suggest to start at 1 week until you get comfortable, and then you can, get to once a month. It all depends on the volume of your business, and this advice is not a one size fit all because no business is the same, okay? But this is for people that are just getting in business or that's been in business and that just still doesn't know. All right. The third step is, on this channel we do talk about God because I'm a child of God and I believe in God. So if you don't like to hear about someone talking about God, it was nice talking to you. It was nice meeting you. this might not be the channel for you, because I am definitely unapologetically going to discuss how God has been awesome in my life. So if that's not something you want to hear, it was nice knowing you. But what I was saying was, step number 3, pray over the plan. Once you develop the plan of how you're going to implement the preventable, pray over it. Ask God to show you and guide you during this process so that you can stay focused and less distracted. Because guess what? The distraction is what's going to get you off task, and we want you to stay focused. So once you pray over it, let it go and let God show you, then it's time to move on to the next step, okay? And that's going to be make your plan visible. Make your plan visible, okay? Studies have shown that when you write something down, like a goal, and you keep it in eyesight, you're more likely to actually hold yourself accountable to make sure that that goal is completed or accomplished. So you're gonna, I guess, get you like a poster board, or you can get your little whiteboard, write out your plan, and just make sure you put it somewhere visible so you can hold yourself accountable to remember, like, oh, I need to make sure I do this. Oh, I need to make sure this is done. Okay. And then lastly, the 5th step is going to be to implement the strategy. So the strategy could definitely look a little different for everybody, because you may be a person that wants to do your own bookkeeping, or you could be someone that doesn't want to do bookkeeping. Like, you may feel like, I don't want to try to figure that out. That's another task I don't want to deal with. So however your strategy looks, okay, just make sure you implement it and you stick with it. So if you're going to do it yourself, make sure that you have set up available time to be able to do what you need to do. Now, if you're going to delegate, make sure you reach out to a professional such as myself, or someone else that may be, depending on what type of business you have, that actually meet the specialty of your business. And you make sure you schedule conference calls to stay current of what's going on and being aware. And especially like if you're launching a product or a new service, you want to be able to monitor, your sales trends and stuff like that. But you can't do that if you don't have your bookkeeping in place. So being able to execute that plan is going to allow you for the year of 2025 to see how your business is doing financially. You're going to have the clarity of whether if this is working or if this is not working. And if it's not working, then you may be able to introduce or discover other ways to make it work, or to, maybe do something else, start from zero. However, you need to know if it's working or if it's not working. Because if it's working, you're going to get clients, you're going to get customers. If it's not working, you're not going to get any sales, and you're going to, feel like, okay, maybe this ain't it. And you know what? It may not be it, but you won't know until you put a plan in place to track it and know what's going on. So we're going to recap on the 5 steps to make sure that you are doing the preventable so that you can be a better you. New year, new you, right? So number 1, identify the preventable. What occurred last year that you know that you could have prevented, or that you can prevent going forward. Number 2, develop the plan. Identify what the plan is going to be so that you can actually get started. Number 3, pray over the plan. Make sure God is always in the midst of whatever your plan is, okay? Number 4, plan or make it visible. Make it visible so that you can keep looking and reminding yourself, hey, I need to get this done. Hey, I need to do that. Step number 5, implement the strategy. Don't just talk about it, but be about it, honey. Be about it. If you need to introduce new products, if you need to introduce new services, you need to know if this is a good idea, and you need to know if your business is making money or losing money. So it's time to get started. And if you are thinking about outsourcing your bookkeeping, I do have some availability. If you want to connect with me, my information will be in the description. I work with service-based businesses at the current moment, and everything is done remotely. And we'll discuss everything during the consultation. I don't do back and forth emails to kind of avoid the consultation, but 2025 is going to be a year where we're going to have more conversations like this. We're going to get a little more technical about bookkeeping. So I'm thinking about doing a series, and if you're interested, make sure you comment below and let me know. Um, I think it's important for people to get a better understanding about bookkeeping and how important it plays as an entrepreneur. Honestly, it's a crucial part because if you don't have your bookkeeping in place, you're going to be limited to what you can do. Even with the hacks that people discuss, some stuff you still have to have documentation for. You really do. And that is your bookkeeping. But I look forward to communicating with you all. I look forward to being able to show up more. Um, I look forward to being more consistent with my YouTube channel. Last year, actually, I was supposed to have been did this, but with a lot of things occurring in life, some things you kind of have to put things on hold until you can actually move forward. And so, I'm just glad that I did get started and I haven't just stopped. I do have videos that I've filmed. I just haven't put them out. So you may see some old videos, or what they would be old to you, but you're gonna see some videos that I've had already filmed and I just hadn't uploaded or edited. And yeah, so I'm new to this YouTube thing. So if my lighting is not the best, if you hear me saying a lot, I'm working on that as well, because I do go back and watch my videos, working on my thumbnails, the spiel. If you all have any recommendations or if you have any questions, please feel free and comment below. I do check my information. Okay. So, with that being said, I will catch you on the next video, and you have a blessed day. All right.